A question that you all ask me a lot is, Austen, you create content on YouTube, on Instagram, on Pinterest, on TikTok. Like, how are you able to create so much content? And what is the secret to maintaining the quality? Well, I'm so glad you're here because in today's video, I'm going to be spilling my 9 top content creation hacks that help me save time, create better quality content, and grow all of my social media channels. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Austen and I am a fashion and beauty content creator based in New York City. If you're new around here, I would absolutely love to have you as a subscriber. I'm here every Tuesday sharing tips and tricks for content creators to help you monetize your influence and grow your brand. So hit the red button down below to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to turn on the notifications so that you never miss a video from me. I've been creating digital content for over 9 years, so it's safe to say I've learned a thing or two about what works really well and what does not when it comes to content creation. These tips have really helped me create content that helps attract my dream followers and subscribers to my social media platforms, many of whom convert to become customers of my consulting services, my digital products, and so much more. I want to group these hacks into 3 different categories. So starting out with content planning, then getting into content creation, and finally content distribution across your social media platforms. So let's kick it off with content planning. The first hack that I want to talk about is creating content on searchable platforms. And if you just create on Instagram or TikTok right now, I promise the rest of my hacks are relevant to this, but I would strongly consider starting to create content on a searchable platform like a blog or YouTube channel if you're not already. And here's why. Creating content on searchable platforms allows you to create evergreen content and be discovered over and over and over again. By creating content on a searchable platform, you're creating content that will work for you even if you choose to step away. Case in point, I actually stopped publishing new content to my blog for 4 months. I took an accidental 4-month blogging break to focus on some other platforms. And what happened was, rather than the traffic plummeting when I stopped publishing new content, it actually stayed totally level. And that's because I made sure that I was writing SEO optimized blog posts that could still bring in new traffic and attract new organic visitors to my site, even when I wasn't publishing new content. YouTube works in a similar way, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, there's a good chance that you typed in something along the lines of content creation hacks or content creation tips into your YouTube search bar, and you were directed over to my video. There are videos that I've created on YouTube from 2 or 3 years ago that still bring me new viewers and subscribers every single day. So if you haven't yet tried a searchable platform like YouTube or a blog or even Pinterest to share your content to, I would highly suggest getting on that. Hack number 2 is to make sure that you're creating content that people actually want to see. And you can do this by validating the topics that you want to create content around. So you can actually do this for both trending topic ideas and for evergreen content ideas. So to validate a trending topic and make sure that it's actually trending and that people are interested in it, you can use Google Trends and you can also use Pinterest Trends. So you can go to Google Trends and see what's displaying on the home screen as what people are searching for on Google right now. And you can also type in a keyword that you're interested in seeing how it's performing in comparison to other keywords too. And then if I take a look at Pinterest Trends and I'm interested in creating some fashion and beauty content for my platforms, I can see that there are things like fall outfits, Halloween costumes that are trending. For beauty, maybe it's fall nails. I see homecoming hairstyles. So it's a great way to validate a trending topic and make sure that people are actually interested in that type of content. If you're interested in validating topics before you write a blog post or create a YouTube video, I highly suggest using the free Google Chrome plugin called Moz, M-O-Z, and you can use Moz to figure out the monthly search volume of a keyword. And if you're a smaller YouTube channel or blog, I recommend targeting keywords between 0 and 1,000 monthly searches, so you have a higher chance of ranking high up in Google or showing up early in the search results on YouTube. And my last hack in the content planning section is to create serial content. And what do I mean by this? I mean, create content in a series format. So you could do a weekly series of Tuesday tips or Wednesday wardrobe or anything along those lines so that people know when they can expect that content from you and they find content that they keep wanting to come back to and that they keep wanting more of. I highly recommend thinking about your content pillars, kind of the main categories that you post content about, and deriving a series from that so that it's true to your brand and it's something your audience already likes that you can develop into a series to keep them engaged and keep them coming back for more. If you need help identifying your content pillars, I actually have a whole section about this in my free guide, The Influencer Launchpad. This is a completely free guide that I made just for you, where you'll learn what your best posting platform is, how to establish your content pillars so that you can create consistent content that your audience is interested in, and it even has 30 free content ideas in it that you can tailor to any niche. So you can grab that guide for free down at the link below in the description box. Now let's move on to my hacks for the actual content creation process. And I want to start out with time blocking and batching content. First and foremost, I think it is helpful to block off time on your calendar each week or each month, however frequently you're able to do this, to sit down and create a bunch of content all at once. I personally find that this is the most effective way for me to create content because in most cases I am sitting down to film something just like this YouTube video, and the actual setup and preparation for all of this, where I have to have my camera on the tripod and I have to put my ring light up and I have to make sure my room doesn't have random laundry on the bed and everything when I sit down to film, you know, doing all of that multiple times throughout the week is all that extra effort. So what I like to do is sit down and film. This is the second video I'm filming today, and do all of this at once so that I save myself time when I'm setting up and then breaking down my filming area, and that I'm able to kind of just change my tops and dresses so that it looks like I'm, you know, filming a bunch of different content and it feels fresh and new for you guys. I also find that this is the best way to shoot photographs. So I like to shoot a lot of fashion street style, and typically what I'll do is either go out just with myself and my tripod, or I will ask one of my photographer friends, I'll hire them for the day and ask them to shoot like 3 or 4 different looks with me. And that's a great way to get all of my content that I can then distribute throughout the month all in one sitting. Not to mention, especially for me, I do my hair and makeup before I sit down to film a video, and so if I have one designated day where I'm shooting all of my content, then I only have to do that once versus spending an hour every single day looking like this, because sometimes I have days where I just sit with my glasses on my laptop and get ish done. Once you get into the rhythm of batching, it's honestly life-changing, and that brings me to my 5th content creation hack, which is actually to record and write down your process for all of the different things you do to create content. It is so helpful to have a system and a process for each type of content that you create. And one of the reasons you want to do this is just to keep yourself organized and have something to refer back to that's actually written out. So for me, when I go to create a YouTube video, I have a couple of different documents on my Google Drive that are all about, you know, I'll have one that's my script for the video, which I literally have next to me here so I don't miss anything I want to say. And I also have another document with all of my SEO research and my keywords for each YouTube video. And I even have a description box template where I go in and fill in, if you scroll down, you can probably guess a little bit about what that looks like, where I fill in my social links and I link any other relevant videos I mention or things that you guys might ask about, you know, all in one place. So one, it's helpful to have documents and a record of the process of how you actually create things just for you to ever refer back to if you want them. But the sooner you record everything now, it also gives you the ability to potentially outsource, which is another tip I want to talk about later in this video, if you ever expand, because at that point, if you're ready to hire help or outsource any part of your content creation, imagine the beauty of just being able to hand off instructions to someone that you already have and you don't have to do any extra work for later on. It also makes it feel really official to have it written down on paper. And I think that sometimes as content creators, it's hard to view ourselves as a business, but that's what we are. And being able to have these things to refer back to legitimizes your content creation process. And like I said, sets you up for a really easy transfer if and when you're ever able to outsource or grow your team. And the other hack I wanted to mention in the content creation section is creating templates on Canva. If you know anything about me, you know I love Canva. Canva is where I have templates for, I don't know, pretty much everything I do that has to do with graphic design. I have Canva templates for Instagram stories, for Pinterest pins, for ebooks and guides that I create for you. And I absolutely love Canva for this reason. So I actually did hire someone to do my branding last summer, and she provided me with a bunch of Canva templates because I'm not a graphic designer, but even if you're not a graphic designer, you can do so much with the free version of Canva. I'll actually link Canva down below for you guys in case any of you want to go check it out yourselves, but it's so easy to find templates for everything you could possibly want. So I love having these prepped and ready to go so that if I ever want to create an Instagram story graphic or pin something to Pinterest, I'm not sitting there, you know, trying to scroll through and think about all of these different things. I've already gone in, chosen my templates and saved them. So all I need to do is plug in new text or a new photo, save the image, and I'm ready to go. The last section of hacks that I wanted to cover is for content distribution. And hack number 7 is to extend the life of your content by repurposing your content across different platforms. Now, I think that it's very clear that in most cases, we are creating content with one primary platform in mind. For example, I'm here sitting and filming in horizontal. I know this video is going on my YouTube channel, but there might be other ways I can repurpose this content. And one thing I like to do is save a 30-second trim of this video and upload it to my Instagram stories when my video goes live. I could even think about taking the video, making myself, this is me cropping myself to 9:16, and sharing a little excerpt on TikTok or on Instagram Reels. And I also always like to repurpose the thumbnails of my YouTube video and create a few different images that I can share to Pinterest that link back to this content. So my one thing with repurposing content is I would always encourage you, whenever possible, to tailor it as much as you can to the platform you're sharing it to. You don't have to go out of your way and drive yourself nuts trying to, you know, share this horizontal video to your IGTV, but I think that being thoughtful about little things where you can, making sure that the size is optimized for the platforms, or that you're adding captions if you need them, or maybe adding music if you're putting something on Instagram Reels or TikTok, just to make it feel a little bit more in line with the platform is a great way to get more use out of content that you've already created. I feel like I could probably even do a whole video about repurposing content, so leave me a comment down below if you think that's something you'd like to see from me. Hack number 8 is to schedule your content in advance, because I think the worst thing is creating a great piece of content and thinking, I'm gonna upload this to Instagram later, and then 5 o'clock comes and goes and you're like, I didn't post anything today. As you probably all know, my favorite platform for scheduling content is Later, and I actually have an entire video where I show you start to finish my process for how I use Later to schedule a month's worth of content in just 1 hour. So save that to your Watch Later playlist to watch after you finish this video. Scheduling content is a game changer because you can set aside an hour at the beginning of the month to schedule out all of your content across different platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram. And the beauty of it is you can set it and forget it. One of my September goals for myself was to revive my Pinterest account, and I scheduled in pins for every day of the month using Later, and I'm posting every day to Pinterest, but I'm not actually sitting there and uploading every single day. It's one of the biggest things that can help you stay consistent because you'll be able to do it and not have to worry about, oh, this thing happened, or oh, I was running late and I ran out of time. It really just keeps you on track, and it's one less thing that you have to worry about. And my final hack, hack number 9 in terms of content distribution, is to consider outsourcing where you can. I honestly need to take my own advice here, but you can hire people to do things like your YouTube video editing, create thumbnails or graphics for you. You could even hire a virtual assistant to do all of the scheduling that I was just talking about. You can send them my video about scheduling to Later and they'll take it from there. And it will be a little bit of an upfront cost, obviously, but it might be worth it in terms of the time you can save because it'll free up space in your brain to do what you do best and be creative and create the content. I don't want anyone to get hung up on this and think, okay, I made this and now I actually have to upload it and find hashtags and do all this stuff. Like, if that's something you don't enjoy doing, try outsourcing it. Even just try it for a month and see how it goes. I know a ton of my friends who have done this. You can look on things like Upwork, Fiverr. The Freelancing Females Facebook group has been a great resource for me as well. So don't be afraid to go and check it out and see how it goes. And that just about wraps this video up. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to grab your free copy of the Influencer Launchpad, get those 30 free content ideas so you don't have to worry about what your next post is going to be. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new here for new videos every Tuesday. Turn on the notifications so you never miss a video from me, and give me a thumbs up down below if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.